This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and this is indeed Quality Hang. And as always, I'm joined on this broadcasting adventure by my partner in crime, my friend, the co-host of the show, and he's your friend too. Don't ever forget that. He is Marcus Osborne. What up, dog?
What is up, man? I am up in arms because I need to get a new Today Show co-host for Jenna Bush. This is just my thing. Hoda Kotb, who was on the Today Show and also former Dateline correspondent.
And also erstwhile astronaut. Don't forget.
Yes. And a hell of a volleyball player. She left the Today Show earlier this year, and now Jenna Bush Hager is hosting the third hour.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. George W. Bush's daughter, one of the twins, right?
Yeah, she's been on there for years. She's been the co-host for years.
I told you last time I watched a Today Show.
Well, now it's just her show. So now it's just Jenna and friends. So they're looking for a third host. They've been auditioning people for the past 2 months, and they've had like Taraji P. Henson's been on there. They have
girl, get her on there.
Yeah, they've had everybody on there as auditioning, but apparently folks are jazzed because one Halle Berry had an audition.
Wait, Halle Berry was on the Today Show?
And she was on the Today Show, and people are clamoring.
No, wait a minute. That was the thing. Like she was on the actual Today Show.
Yeah,
she's always on this.
Fans call for Halle Berry to join Jenna Bush Hager on Today.
Hell yeah!
After Halle Berry,
just make it the Halle Berry show. Why George W. Bush's daughter got to be in there? Kick rocks, lady. Beat it.
After Halle visited the show today, Wednesday, June 4th, fans immediately took to social media campaigning for the iconic actress to be added to the show on a full-time basis.
Missed the chance to stare at Halle Berry for 3 hours. I had no idea this was a thing.
Oh man, Halle Berry has a little she does this thing on Instagram with her best friend. It's called what's it? Something in bougie. Black and bougie or something like that. But sure. She goes hard. She be drunk on there sometimes. It's fun.
She's perfect. Fun. She's perfect.
It's fun.
She is God's most perfect creation and a literal angel sent to be amongst us. The fact that she's beautiful and she likes to party and she also don't mind, showing you a little skin. She's talented.
Yeah, dude. And she's 50,
what's not to love?
57.
And let me tell you something.
Looking amazing.
Fine as wine. David Justice, you a buster. Eric Benet, you a buster. Anybody that's ever hurt the heart of that angel, Halle Berry, you's a buster. Halle, if you ever see this, I'm going to do the Dave Chappelle doing Rick James. Come to your boy. Come to me.
I'm ready to risk it all.
Absolutely. And if Halle doesn't come to me, at least get her on the Today Show. And that will... You want to talk about extending your demographic. You'll have a whole lot of cats like me getting up at the ass crack of morning just to look at Halle Berry. I don't care what she's saying. If Halle Berry wants to have discussions about U.S. foreign policy, that is perfectly fine with me because how can it be any different than George W. Bush's twin daughter?
You know what? I'm going to say something that's probably kind of crazy.
Okay.
As I want to do every now and then.
Oh, boy.
I have always viewed, this is going to sound strange.
Do I need to get the Gucci Mane face ready?
You might have to.
Do I need to get Gucci Mane face ready? Because you about to say something wild, ain't you?
Well, this is probably going to seem very wild. I don't think of Halle Berry as sexy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, a Gucci Mane face. What are you talking about?
What are
you talking about?
It's a weird thing. I've been saying it for decades. It's a weird thing. I think of Halle Berry as like a work of art.
Okay, I'll give you that, but multiple things can be equally true.
100%.
She is a work of art. She
100%.
is an angel amongst us. She is one of God's greatest creations, and she's also the literal definition of sexy. If
listen,
if you don't find her sexy, what do you find sexy? I want to know the answer to this. Because if you don't find Halle Berry sexy, and I get you think she's a work of art. I get that. You think she's like a porcelain doll. I get that. But if you don't think Halle Berry is sexy,
I told you it's weird, dude. I told you it's weird.
Weird ain't the word.
There's always been like, I don't know if I want to mess this up. Like, it's just something weird. It's a weird thing. Halle Berry, perfect creation, a work of art. I would not want to sully her with my with my weird man stuff.
You are looking at it all wrong.
I know it. I know it.
If you don't want to sully her, let her do the sullying. She can sully all over your boy. Okay. All right.
Now listen.
From
I'm not saying
my
that
pointy little head to the end of my big floppy feet. Halle Berry can sully this one of God's most imperfect creations. She can do all the sullying she want to. All right.
That's what the thing is. I wouldn't turn her down, but
sound like it. Sound like you'd be like, oh no, you're too beautiful.
I wouldn't because
I don't want to have relations with you. You're too beautiful. Yeah, stop it.
Listen, I would not turn Halle Berry away. I'm just saying, if I had my druthers, I'm probably not gonna go Halle first because I just want to look at her. I want to look at her.
You like those people that say, "Well, I don't eat bacon." You know what? It means more bacon for me. All right.
That's right. That is what
I don't like red meat. Well, that means that there's more red meat for me. So move the hell out of my way I can enjoy some red meat, aka Halle Berry. Boy, we're already off to a rousing start, and we haven't even gotten to tell you the most important part of Quality Hang, and that is we are brought to you by the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns. 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. Great food, diverse menu, excellent craft beer selection, full bar if that's how you like to get down. But I think what makes Hop Monk unique, all 3 locations, great live music venues. And not only do you get acts from around the country to stop in at Hop Monk, Sebastopol, Novato, and in Sonoma, it's a great place for local acts as well. The way that Dean and the folks at Hop Monk Taverns, the way that they support local artists, I think is one of their most wonderful traits. So the food is great. The atmosphere is great. Don't let the term tavern throw you off. You can bring the kids there as well. But the atmosphere is great. The food is great. Craft beer selection is absolutely fantastic. And the live music is fantastic as well. So to see what Hop Monk has coming up, live music wise, at their 3 locations in Sebastopol, Novato, and Sonoma, check them out online at hopmonk.com. All right, let's start with Marcus, another NBA head coach getting the boot. No surprise to me anyway, although a lot of people did find themselves to be surprised that Tom Thibodeau, fresh off of a not necessarily rousing coaching performance in the Eastern Conference Final. Clearly, the Knicks were beat by a better team in the Indiana Pacers. But no surprise to me that Tom Thibodeau got fired, as he is now the former coach of the New York Knicks. This all happened yesterday. And Marcus, there were a lot of people who were fired or took umbrage to Thibodeau's firing. And these are people who are not even thought of as Knicks fans. They thought, well, wait a minute. The Knicks just went to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since Bill Clinton was president, right? Yeah. Halle Berry and David Justice were still together. So he gets them to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's not the one out there not playing defense like Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. He didn't put the team together. How does Tom Thibodeau get fired?
Fire the team.
You can't. Well, that's exactly it. You don't fire the players, but you can fire the coaches. And I'm like, listen, man, in today's NBA, coaches are fungible commodities. Okay. They are not seen as important. And this is becoming norm. This is something, if you watch European soccer, if you watch the Premier League, you'll notice that successful teams rotate through coaches fairly quickly. Coaches are absolutely disposable. That's where we are right now in the NBA, where the players, and this has always been a players' league, but the coaches 30 years ago and back, they had a lot of power. Now This is a players' league, player empowerment. You hear those two words all the time. And that means the players are empowered to go where they want to go, to seek better opportunities, whether that's a better team or better financial opportunities. And that player empowerment also means that, in essence, they call the shots with their coaches. Check out this thing I found a little while ago. These are all recent coaches of the year.
Yeah.
And they've all been fired. Starting at the bottom. That's Dwayne Casey, 2018 Coach of the Year, fired. I'm reading this for folks who are listening to the audio version of Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and Friends. Mike Budenholzer, 2019 Coach of the Year and NBA champion with the Milwaukee Bucks. Brought the Bucks their first championship since the 70s. Mike Budenholzer, fired. Nick Nurse, 2020 Coach of the Year. Brought the Toronto Raptors their first championship. Sorry to bring it up, Warrior fans. He got fired. Tom Thibodeau's on the list. He was Coach of the Year in Minnesota in 2021. He got fired. Monty Williams, 2022 Coach of the Year, fired. Mike Brown, 2023 Coach of the Year with the Sacramento Kings. Got the Sacramento Kings back to relevance. If it wasn't for Steph Curry in Game 7, Sacramento goes deeper in the playoffs. Mike Brown gets fired. Michael Malone, a few days before the playoffs, he gets fired. I'm probably missing a couple of other guys in today's NBA.
And the championship coach, too, by the way, Mike Malone.
Absolutely. Yeah. Brought the Denver Nuggets their first championship. He gets fired a few days before the playoffs. In today's NBA, your moderate success, Coach of the Year, Eastern Conference Finals, or even the ultimate success in winning a title like Malone did, like Budenholzer did, like Nick Nurse did, that means absolutely nothing. That gets you no grace. That does not insulate you from being fired. The only guy, two guys maybe, but definitely one guy, the only guy who is truly safe in his job because he and the star get along is Steve Kerr.
100%. Well, and I would say the Heat, because the coach
and the other guy I was going to mention,
and the GM president also get along very well.
Yes.
Ain't nobody getting Eric Spoelstra about it as long as Pat Riley there. But also Popovich walked away from his job. But also those two coaches, they built dynasties essentially, and I think that plays a lot into it.
It definitely helps.
It's hard to get a guy out of there, man.
Yeah, but again, and this will never happen. Steve Kerr has helped build the Warrior dynasty. But if for whatever reason Wardell, Stephen Curry woke up one day and went, "Nah, I'm done with Steve Kerr."
Yep.
Steve Kerr is kicking rocks. Steve Kerr's hitting the bricks. Okay. What all of this means is that it's a couple of things. The players are the ones that are in control. And I'm not saying the Knicks got Tom Thibodeau fired. I'm not saying that Jalen Brunson, because I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, got him fired. But I'm pretty sure that if they wanted him around, Tom Thibodeau would still be around. If they truly were down with him, if they truly were advocates for him, Tom Thibodeau would still be the head coach of the New York Knicks. Now, Steve Kerr's his championships, what he's done for this team, that allows him some grace, but he has the ultimate in protection, which is what every coach needs. Yeah. You need the superstar to have your back. And the relationship between Steph Curry, he tried to say, and Steve Kerr is the one where they are tight. That's what keeps Steve Kerr employed, among other things. But make no mistake, that's the number one thing.
Oh, it will always be that way. I mean, there are very, very few head coaches who would ever have more sway over, decision making and those types of things. Period. It's almost always going to be the player. Yeah. Although I will say this, my theory is this about the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau, because I feel pretty strongly that Jalen Brunson wanted Tibbs there. But I also feel just as strongly that I think the Knicks are going to fire Tibbs regardless.
He was going to unless they won the title, he was getting fired.
I think that they were going to boot that. I think that it looks bad because they messed around and they beat the Celtics and they messed around and got to the Eastern Conference Finals. But my gut. I don't know anything. I don't have.
I'm in complete agreement with you. He was a dead man walking regardless.
Yeah, I just feel like you don't.
Yeah.
You're not getting rid of a dude who gets your team that close.
Yeah.
Unless you've already made up your mind that this is going to be it for him.
Unless there was a thought that the team had already tuned him out, unless there was a thought of, you know what, this playing 7 guys for the entirety of the season and then being pushed into expanding your rotation, because Jalen Brunson got in foul trouble. The only thing I was going to say Tom Thibodeau was winning a championship, and clearly that team was not going to win a championship because their 2 best players are not very good defensively. And on top of that, yes, a season of playing 7.5 guys eventually showed up at the absolute wrong time, which is late May, early June, when you're playing in conference finals. So if you don't have the best players support, and I mean, it's got to be outward support. It can't be tacit. It's got to be outward support. Maybe Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns were cool with Tom Thibodeau, but it's got to be public. That's our guy. We got to have his back. And you almost have to dare the owner to make a decision that runs counter to what your best players want. Because if the best players say, we want this guy, then the fans are going to be like, well, the best player said they'd like the coach. What are you firing him for? A smart owner, and I'm not saying James Dolan is, but a smart owner would not set himself up like that. But teams look now, and they feel like if they have a chance to win, as the Knicks feel like they do for the next couple of years, and if you think, rightly or wrongly, the coach is holding you back, coach is gone.
Dude, the perfect example of that is Mark Jackson with the Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
Because everybody on the Steph came out, Clay came out, Draymond came out, all came out in support of Mark Jackson coming back hard.
Yep.
And they were like, oh, we'll take that under advisement. You're fired. Yeah. Basically, that was it.
Yeah. But the difference there, though, and the right thing was done. But the difference there, though, is that those players saying that about Mark Jackson, they didn't have the movement that they have now. They didn't have the sway. Steph back then, clearly there's not the Steph now. Draymond, Clay, it's not the same guy. Jarrett Jack says, hey, we want to keep him around. God bless Jarrett Jack. But ain't nobody really cut for Jarrett Jack to be like, oh, wait, Jarrett Jack said we should keep him around. What? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. If they had some success, maybe not even championship success, but in this hypothetical situation, if those Warriors at that time had some success, like in the playoffs, getting to the conference semis, so the conference finals, maybe then their support would have made a difference. But they had yet to accomplish anything of significance. Yeah. So their voices of support just didn't have the heft, just didn't have the weight. But you make a very good point. You're exactly right.
I remember them upsetting Denver that first year, 2012. They upset them in the first round. They met up with and as a matter of fact, I actually to this day think they had a good shot at the Spurs until Steph Curry got hurt.
Yeah.
Steph got hurt. He tore that ankle up, and then that was it. He was out, and the team was done because they were holding their own against that Spurs team. And then the following year, remember that game? That game was against the Clippers.
Yes.
And they lost that game. And everybody was like, yeah, Mark Jackson comes back. I'm like, nah. And Laker was like, nah, we're not keeping you here for a number of reasons. But for basketball reasons, for team reasons, it ended up being the right decision.
No, 100%. Is this the right decision to finally fix the All-Star game? Adam Silver went on one of those shouting morning shows today and said that the NBA is now going to be, instead of what it had been before, Eastern Conference versus Western Conference, or the mess that we've seen over the last 4 years with the player draft or whatever the hell that was, the NBA is finally going to do something that's been done in hockey for a while and people have been clamoring for. And I think it's a very good idea, but it's not going to solve the league's problems. We'll get into that in just a second. But the 2026 All-Star Game, Adam Silver announced today, will be between the United States and the world. It will be homegrown United States players versus guys like Luka Doncic.
This is done. This is like a wrap. This is
Joker. He mentioned that. Yeah, he said that this morning. There's still some details to work out, but the 2026 NBA All-Star Game will be USA versus the world. And I'm with you, Marcus. I think it's a very, very good idea, but And that might solve the problem of declining viewership. I don't know how much it'll stop the decline. I doubt seriously it's going to be a ratings boon, but I do think this addresses the problem of fan disinterest in the format. Here's the problem, though. We're still not fully understanding how to fix the problem of not fan disinterest, player disinterest.
I was just about to say, listen, I think this does fix that.
You think so?
Because you know who not gonna take it? You know who not gonna slack off?
Who's that?
Them world players. Listen, they come in here to beat the best in the United States. And if you think for 1 second the United States team is gonna sit back and say, "Oh wait, we're gonna let these Euros beat us because I don't care." No.
Okay. I hope you're right.
I guarantee you, the dudes from around the world, they coming to play. They are coming to play. None of this, we're going to let you score because we buddies type of shit. No. Them dudes coming to beat that U.S. behind.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah, man. I think this wakes the U.S. Now, my question is, how many dudes going to be on this team?
Well,
12?
Do you
24? Like, what are we talking about?
No, I mean, I don't know if you can get 24 international players.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
and is it going to be a combination of international players in the NBA and the best international players from around the world? Like,
no. It's going to be all NBA, and these are the details that Adam Silver said that they still need to work out. But with NBC taking over the All-Star game next year, the idea, according to Adam Silver, is to make this USA versus the world and have it now be in the afternoon, the All-Star game on a Sunday instead of night. So because the Winter Olympics are happening at the exact same time. So the NBA's grand idea is Winter Olympics in the morning on NBC, NBA All-Star game, United States versus the world, and then back into Olympic programming after the All-Star game is done. So that's what they've worked out right now. But the details of how many guys on a roster, where do they all come from, those are the things that they're trying to fix right now. So, I mean, like I said, this was talked about last year when we had another, this past year where we had another All-Star game where it was a yawner. There was no movement, there was no excitement, and the players seemed disinterested for the most part. Like I said, this clearly will get the fans, I don't know if energized is the right word, but it will be different. So I think people will watch. How much, we don't know. But I like your optimism. I don't know if I necessarily share it, but I want to roll with you because I want the All-Star game to be what it had been for a while, which is a pleasant diversion. Over the last few years, it has not been pleasant.
Listen, I'm thinking if you get SGA and you get Giannis and you get Joker starting, right? Them dudes want to spank Americans. I have zero doubt. Luka, SGA, Giannis.
I'm with you.
Joker.
But will the USA guys have that same reciprocal?
They're not going to want to get embarrassed.
Okay. Well, but
they're
not wanting to get embarrassed is one thing. Are you going to give the effort that's going to be, in your mind, the effort that's going to match the effort they're going to get from the world?
Yeah. My gut tells me I think these USA dudes, one thing, they do not want to be embarrassed.
Okay.
I don't care what any, like, they'll slack if we all buddy, if everybody's like playing the same game. Cool, we just gonna let this ride. We're gonna have a little fun. Cool. Once dudes start getting serious, not wanting to be embarrassed, not want to get spanked, the Americans already think they are the best in the world. These dudes gonna be spitting fire.
So the way you're saying it, and like I said, I don't necessarily share your optimism. I want it to happen. But what you're describing is what the All-Star game used to be back in the day, which was first quarter, second quarter. Guys weren't really going. Then you got to the middle of the third, and that's when the intensity picked up. That's when you got actual real basketball. That's where you got competitive basketball. That's where you got the best against the best. And those fourth quarters were understanding the context that it's the All-Star game. It's a glorified exhibition.
They played defense.
Once you got to that fourth quarter, you actually did see some real hoops. What we have lost now, seemingly over the past 15 years, maybe 10 years. What we've lost over the last decade is that there's been zero competitiveness for the entirety of the game.
Well, and the one of the big reasons for that is it really depends on whoever the biggest stars in the game are. How do they approach it?
Yes.
Magic and Bird wasn't out there playing no games with nobody.
Kobe
Magic
and Mike were
Smiling-
out there goofing off.
Kobe and Mike not out there playing with y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody else has to fall in line.
Yeah.
But, get KD and you get Steph and LeBron and them out there. They just tossing the ball around, having a good time. Fine. But you got to get those competitive juices going, man.
Yep, I completely agree with you. So, yeah, new NBA All-Star format coming up in 2026.
Wow.
Where are you on gambling?
I'm not a big gambler.
Neither am I.
I don't love the idea of it being so truly connected to the leagues now, because it just creates so much drama. We already had people thinking that the leagues are rigged, et cetera, et cetera. And I just think this association, them being in bed with all the gambling leagues, it causes way more drama. I don't love it, but I accept it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of sports in America. Once it went legal, and I think it should be legal. I don't have a problem with gambling. It's not how I get down. It's something I've never done. It's something I don't have any interest in. I can watch games and be entertained just by the athletes. I don't need to have the white hot electricity of am I going to make some money or am I going to lose some money? There's a lot of people who need that juice. It's just not me. Well, there's a guy who was banned by FanDuel in Grand Slam track, which is a thing that the great Michael Johnson has put together to have track meets in certain cities around the USA. I think they had one in Jamaica, but Grand Slam track is trying to track this guy down because a guy who posted a video of himself heckling Olympic gold medalist and also one of God's angels, Gabby Thomas, at a recent track event, said it made his parlay win. Gabby Thomas posted that an unnamed man, quote, followed me around the track as I took pictures and signed autographs for fans and shouting personal insults. I actually found the video. This guy calls himself Mr. 100K a day, which if you're calling yourself Mr. 100K a day, that means you are not Mr. 100K a day, because people who make $100,000 today, even in normal pursuits, don't advertise that they make $100,000 today.
Of course not.
This is a post from this guy, and I found this a couple of hours ago. Presumably, it's still up. I made Gabby lose by heckling her, and it made my parlay win. Now, there's a video. I didn't post the video. I don't want to give this clown any more shine than I'm already giving him, but I wanted to show this, that this was the fear for a lot of people. Not that sports would be fixed from the inside, that the players would try to shave points or whatever. And that's the chances of that happening in the big sports in this country, it's slim to none, because they already make a bunch of money. Why would you jeopardize a multi-million-dollar contract on gambling? Now, we've had some guys try to do that, but for the most part, the idea that sports is going to be rotting from the inside due to players gambling has been unfounded. But the big thing that a lot of people mention is that you would have guys like this scumbag who would either try to influence the outcome by heckling athletes or getting at them in a physical nature, or you'd have these guys that they would, if they lost a bet, that they would personally attack that athlete and his or her family. And this guy is the latest example of it. Astros pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. did not have a good outing a couple of weeks ago, and he and his family got death threats. And immediately people went apoplectic, thinking that it was Astros fans mad at Lance McCullers Jr. Well, what did they eventually find out? They found out that it was a foreign bettor who had lost money on a Lance McCullers Jr. start, and he's the guy that sent the death threats to McCullers Jr. And his family. So this is just a part of, and I don't know how you stop it, quite frankly, Marcus. This is just a part of the modern sports betting world that we live in, is that, yes, you can make bets and people do it for the most part responsibly, but you're always going to have some jackasses. And the jackasses are the ones like this guy who gleefully says, I made Gabby lose by heckling her and it made my parlay win. Well, you know what, buddy? I hope you lose everything you got, because ain't no place for that.
It's unbelievable the binds that these gamblers get themselves in. But you see it when you go to like Vegas. These dudes, I mean, these are a bunch of sad sacks. When the sun comes up and it looks like the Walking Dead out there, because these dudes trying to figure out how can I get my rent money back.
What am I going to tell my wife?
Yeah, it's rough up out there, boy. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm glad I don't have like an addictive personality like that. But seeing what these folks go through, I don't understand why you. I don't even understand why you would do it recreationally. To be completely honest with you, like I get some people get like a thrill off of it, but losing my money ain't in my purview anywhere.
And listen, I know enough about gambling to know that parlays are for suckers.
Never
You never hit parlays,
Never.
which of course is why they're so popular, and which is why they're pushed by FanDuel and all these other gambling sites, because they know it's the easy thing for people to do. I'll just pick this, and this. This has got to hit, and the chances of it hitting are damn near slim to none. Now, this guy claiming that his hit, all right, whatever.
Yes.
But you miss on parlays way more than you actually hit, and people still think that that's the way to go. And these gambling outfits are not going to do anything to stop people from thinking that it's easy to pick a 3 or 5 game or activity parlay, when it is the absolute opposite. And these are the same gambling entities that are not going to tell you when you play blackjack, as simple as it seems, or I'll just count to 21, you are bleeding money when you play blackjack. All right. You have the worst odds in the casino when you sit down at a blackjack table, but you'll never know that because it ain't in their interest to tell you that.
Yeah, boy. Like the only way I would do those games is if I was one of those card counters, and I'd make them kick my black ass out of the casino. I'm making my money at this table. They will do it.
Oh, they will do
it. And I'm walking out with that paper. I'm walking out with that paper. You can't be counting these cards, Mr. Osborne. I know I can't, but I did. Thank you.
What you gonna do about it? And then you get tossed out of the casino like Uncle Phil used to toss out the Fresh Prince out of the house. Yeah. You ever seen somebody get tossed out of a casino?
Oh, many times.
Oh, yeah, dude. I saw it once and I was like, wow, that's a real thing. Like a guy got grabbed by the scruff of his neck, and they literally not escorted, not please, sir, can you leave? Two black shirts came out of nowhere and grabbed up old boy and just threw him out the door. I was like, damn.
Dude, they ain't like Vegas, first of all, you never know who they are. You never know who they are. They come out like you see the cats in the obvious ones, right? With the jackets on and
talking
to the other dudes. Them other dudes come out the blue. You're like, oh, I didn't even know he was like, I didn't know he was one of them. They out here mobbing these cats.
Yeah,
roughing them up, throwing them out. It's actually kind of sweet to watch, especially when they're drunk. Especially the drunks. Those are the
because they don't fight back. They're so drunk they're malleable. You know what I mean? You could almost just roll them up into a ball and just push them out of the door. So yeah, can we all agree that gamblers who harass athletes because the parlay didn't hit are the worst people, the absolute worst people?
I honestly, it's actually a surprise to me that the way some of these gamblers come at some of these athletes, it really is a surprise that more of them don't just get their asses kicked.
Well, but the reason they don't get their asses kicked because they don't do it face to face.
That's fair. Unless you're a woman running track.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like the video. If you want to find it, you can find it. But this guy's standing there and just talking just an unimaginable amount of shit, and the people around him are like, "Yo, man, that's enough." It takes you have to be a special kind of jackass to verbally harass a female, any athlete, but to verbally harass a female athlete as she's trying to do her job so your parlay can hit. Like, I'm assuming your parents wanted better for you. You know what I mean?
Course.
Like if that's how you get down in life, you're not a good person, which is why you act like this. You're just leaning into the whole persona of being an asshole.
what would be your red line if you were a professional athlete? What could
What do you mean?
somebody say that like your red line? You're a professional athlete. Let's say you're a hooper, and what would be the thing that they would say
Nah,
that would be
you're not.
the red line where you would go, you know what? I ain't gonna get you right now, but I'm gonna find you later on.
Nah, I ain't. Sticks and stones can break my bones,
No,
but
no
words
red line at all.
will never hurt me. Never, never.
I
And
like
there's
like
nothing you could say that's gonna make me act out because that's the interaction these people want. Like what this guy
sure it is.
wanted in this video,
Sure
you know,
it
that
is.
I screenshotted, but I'm not going to play. He wanted her to turn around and say something so he could then go, God, look what I did. I made her pay attention. She wasn't, you know, he was already gleeful that he feels like his heckling made her lose the race. She probably lost the race because she was racing against some of the best in the world.
Yeah,
But yeah,
facts.
buddy, sure, you did it. But I'm not going to give, and it's just how I live my life, period. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of giving you the interaction that you want. You ain't gonna get that out of me. All right. My folks didn't raise somebody that soft to where I'm gonna let you say something that gets me that gets me off my moorings. You dig what I'm saying?
Of course. I would like to say that I would be the same way, but I would probably
But
be lying. Probably be lying. Because there's this thing that I really and truly believe, and I believe to my core. I can say till I'm blue in the face what I would do
Mhm.
until I am in the moment and I'm faced with that actual situation.
Yeah.
So
No.
I always tell people
I
like
feel you.
I always tell folks when they ask me questions like that, I'm like, listen, here's what I'd like to say, and I mean it when I say it. I wouldn't do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they did. And I
Yeah.
mean it when I say it. But I also know stuff happens. Like when people go, you know, if I gave you $1 billion, would you do X, Y, Z? I'm like, of course I wouldn't. But then if you put $1 billion in front of me, opened up that suitcase and said, you can get this $1 billion, you just got to do that. I'm like, now
Hey, listen.
this thing is real.
Understand this. Everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price.
That's right. That's right.
I got one. You got one. Your mama got one. Everybody got a price. Okay?
Oh, but somebody asked me, Mark, would you slap your mama for $1 billion? Hard.
You know what? My mother would
Hard.
slap me if I did not take the "Would you slap your mama for $1 billion challenge."
Hard.
Like, well, you know, like if I roll into the crib, be like, "Mama, your son loves you. Somebody offer me $1 billion to slap the taste out of your mouth." I wouldn't even get the word mouth out before she would slap me and then punch me in the stomach. Be like, "What are you, stupid?
Of course. Of course.
I just slapped you for free. Why would you not slap me for $1 billion? What are you doing?" Speaking of challenges, have you heard about the 999 baseball challenge? Let's get your mic back online here real quick. The 999 baseball challenge. Marcus's microphone always likes to conspire against us here. The 999 baseball challenge is: can you eat 9 hot dogs, drink 9 beers in 9 innings of a baseball game? Now, you don't have to do it in a linear fashion. You don't have to have a dog and a beer each inning. You can have 2 dogs in 1 inning, 3 beers in the next, as long as you get to 9 hot dogs, 9 beers over the course of a 9-inning game. Well, the Utes out there today are playing the 999 challenge, and some people are finding, if not most people are finding, that it's a little difficult to pull off, like this young lady in St. Louis, Missouri. Check this out.
Challenge. Let's get it. All right, first inning.
Hot dog for the first one. We're doing mustard and relish.
Let me stop right
We're
there.
doing mustard and relish.
That's her first mistake. If you gonna try to eat 9 hot dogs, why are you putting condiments on the 9 hot dogs? It's difficult enough to eat a hot dog or to eat multiple hot dogs without condiments. Yet you choose to put relish and mustard on it. That's her first mistake. I guess I've already given away the game that she didn't do it. But let's see how this young lady tries to tackle a 999 baseball challenge. So anyway, so there's her first mistake. All right, here we go. Now you could kind of still see second inning. She still has the light in her eyes. She still feels like, oh, I got this. I do this all the time. Hot dog and a beer. Now I'm just doubling up here, and I'm just gonna. She's like, I got this. Oh, to be young and dumb. All right, here we go. We'll keep going.
That was 3.
She's putting condiments on it. Oh, whoa. Hold on. Let's stop right here.
I don't know what the fuck this is. This is an abomination.
You know, you get to a certain point in life where you have seen not everything, but nothing surprises you. I've never seen someone eat a hot dog from the side.
That's exactly what I noticed right away. I'm like, who is this alien? Like, why is she here on this planet? What are you doing?
I mean, that visual right there is disturbing.
It's foul.
And quite frankly, I'm sorry I stopped it there. But again, she's making the same mistake.
Lord,
why are you putting condiments on the hot dog that you're trying to have multiple of over the course of a 2-hour and change baseball game? Anyway, she continues, right? 999 baseball.
The next beer, we're going with a Busch Light this time.
It's the 4th inning, so we got ketchup and
She keeps putting condiments on it.
My 4th beer, we're drinking a Budweiser this time. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Now you could tell. Can I back this up here real quick? You could tell right here that all of the sodium in the hot dogs and the alcohol in the beer is whooping her ass.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna get it right. And see if I can get it right about there. Yeah. She's toast. She's absolute toast.
They
All
know.
right. So she's midway through. All right. 4 beers, 4 hot dogs. Not bad. Let's see how it finishes. All right, here we go.
All right, we're restocking from 9, 9, and 9, so we're good to the 8th. We've got 4 hot dogs in the pocket, 4 beers, and we're all good. Just ketchup on this one. It's getting harder, but we're doing it. Busch Light. It's tasting pretty bad. I'm gonna get it down. I'll get it down, but.
That kind of gal.
Right there.
You gonna get it down. You gonna get it down.
The 999, the 9 hot dogs, the 9 beers, the 9 innings baseball challenge is
God.
officially on homegirl's ass.
Man.
She is regretting the decision she made. And this, Marcus, is the folly of today's youth, is that they have to document everything that they do.
Crazy.
We might have done something stupid like this back in the day, but we didn't have the means and, of course, the desire to document it. Well, thankfully, these young Thundercats today don't have no common sense, so you get fantastic videos like Oh Girl. All right, let's see how this finishes up.
I want to talk about it. All right, guys. I think we're about to call it quits. This is my 7th beer. We got 7 and 7. I think we did pretty good. A little unwell. Love you guys. Thank you for the support.
Wait, let's go back a little bit because you can see the light in her eyes has officially gone out. We'll start it here. Right there. That's the face of regret right there. I can't believe I did this. Right there. All right. So let's see the
Here, we got 7 and 7. I think we did pretty good. A little unwell. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. Tap me out.
There we go.
7 beers, 7 hot dogs. Well, you know what?
Pretty good.
I mean,
pretty good.
Although it was a 3-hour game, I could definitely eat 9 hot dogs.
You could. No, you couldn't. You don't mean that. No, you couldn't.
Absolutely.
There's no way you can do it.
Absolutely.
You cannot eat 9 hot dogs in 9 innings.
You do not know my love of a good hot dog, man. I tell you, I could.
I don't doubt your love of a good hot dog.
The beers, I know I couldn't pull that off.
Right.
But them hot dogs, not especially if she got 7 down, I can definitely get 9 hot dogs down.
This is one of those things where it sounds a lot easier than it is. I'm telling you.
And you know why I say this, because initially I thought, well, 9 hot dogs, that sounds like a lot. But now watching this lady put 7 of them down, oh yeah, I can.
No, 9 hot dogs is a lot. What?
It's a lot.
No, it doesn't sound like a lot. 9
So
hot
is
dogs
7.
in a row is a lot.
So is 7. And this is like a little bitty lady. I can easily put down. If she could put 7 down, I could put 9.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to do a Marcus. It won't be a true 999 challenge because you're not going to do the 9 beers, but
I might have to do it one.
Do we need to document you eating 9 hot dogs at a Giants game? I think we do, because you throwing down a serious gauntlet here, saying you can do it.
Here's the one thing that would keep me from eating 9 hot dogs at the Giants game: the price,
the cost.
That's a mortgage. And I don't know if I can pull that off.
We have to get a sponsor, or at least get the Giants to help us with our tomfoolery. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's the problem with the 999 challenge is the cost to get into the game, the cost for the beers, and the cost for the hot dogs. Yeah. So so there you go, kids. That's what's happening nowadays here with the Utes, the 999 challenge. By the way, if you are feeling froggy and you feel like you can do the 999 challenge, please document it so we can show it, and hopefully you don't end up like this young lady, face down on the front of a Dodge Stratus that looks like. Oh man, that night and that next day must have been apocalyptic for that chick.
Dude, that colon expanded so much.
Settle down, easy. You know what? Now I got to give you the Gucci face. I knew it.
Her colon was cussing her out the next day. I guarantee
that. What you got, my man? What's on your mind?
I didn't have anything really pressing. I thought I had an AI thing I wanted to do today, but should I jump into this? I don't know.
You're the technology expert of the two of us.
I don't know if it's that interesting. But I went into AI again I wanted to know what the 15 most influential musicians of all time were. And I asked AI, and it gave me some people. Now, see if I can find this. See if I can find this.
All right. Well, while you are doing that,
go for it.
How about we do a couple of on this dates?
Yeah.
How about that? On this date, June 4th, one of my favorite movies came out. I think it's a cinematic classic. The Untouchables came out.
Great film
on this day. Absolutely great film. It's up there. I put it in the same basket as Wyatt Earp, the one with Val Kilmer, not the terrible one with Kevin Costner. It's just it's a fun movie. It breezes along. It's easily digestible. Sean Connery is great, and I think the acting all around is great. Ironically, Kevin Costner in this movie.
I think Sean Connery won an Oscar for that.
I think you're right. Andy Garcia plays a great role. Now I'm blanking on his name. I'm looking right at him. Who played Al Capone?
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro was great in the movie. It's one of those where when it's on, no matter where you catch it, you watch it through the end. Like it's one of those where it's rewatchable in that regard. You'll pick it up and you'll watch it, and it'll be like the first time you saw it.
And De Niro was so good. Like I think De Niro had like 8 minutes of screen time in that movie, and he got nominated for an Oscar. Like it's crazy how good he was.
So good. So good.
I love that film. Love it. I could watch it anytime it's on.
So 1987, June 4th, The Untouchables came out. On this date in 1974, the most infamous promotion in baseball history happened.
Here we go.
10-cent beer nights at Cleveland Stadium. June 4th, 1974, 10-cent beer nights happened. And of course, that's where you could have done the 999 challenge. And a lot of people did do the 999 challenge. Can I have 9 beers and try to have it in 9 innings and then beat up 9 Texas Ranger players? Because we, the people, decided that 10-cent beers means I'm going to get drunk and fight. the most infamous promotion of all time, devolved into a melee to where they had to eventually forfeit the game. And Giants broadcaster, play-by-play voice, the great Dwayne Kuiper, was on that Cleveland then Indians team that played the Texas Rangers and had to fight the fans on 10 Cent Beer Night, June 4th, 1974. Cleveland ruined it for everybody. We could have been continuing to have cheap-ass beer nights, but no. I had to get drunk and fight. Thanks, Cleveland.
I found the list. You want to talk about some of these?
Yeah, man, give it to me.
A few of these are actually pretty interesting.
All right.
So I asked the artificial intelligence. This is before it takes over. I want a list of the 15 greatest recording artists of all time, based on cultural impact, obviously record sales, top 40 hits, writing and production credits, and social impact.
All right.
Here is the list, and this is really interesting. At number 15, Billie Holiday.
Okay. Yeah.
Surprising name. An artist from the 40s. Surprising name.
Well, if she's 15th, then the next 14 are going to be a doozy, because you would think she'd be up there in the top 10, but all right.
And then at number 14, Jay-Z.
Okay. Yeah. This tracks. So far, so good.
Number 13, one Taylor Swift.
Okay. Now, I'm definitely intrigued by who the top dozen are.
Number 12, it's the first band on the list, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Okay.
At number 11, Beyonce, Knowles Carter.
More so than Led Zeppelin, huh? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. These are based on their own, the computers just doing their own calculation. And number 10, Nirvana.
Okay.
Nirvana is the 15th greatest recording act of all time.
Not around for a long time, but the cultural impact was immense, significant.
I was just about to say that. Yep. Just about to say that. They didn't have much music, but they did.
What they did have, it hit. Number 9.
It hit hard.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah. Okay.
Bob Dylan. At number 8, my guy, Prince. At number 7, Whitney Houston. I was a little surprised by Whitney being that high. Number 6, the great Stevie Wonder.
Yes, sir.
All of a sudden, he might even be too low. And number 5, Aretha Franklin.
Okay. Yeah. The Billie Holiday thing and the Beyonce thing and the Taylor Swift thing is like, okay, well, if they're down there, then who's up there? The names that you're throwing out belong near the top of this list.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this next one is a kind of a big surprise to me. Elvis Presley.
Why would that be a surprise?
Because he's number 4, and I would assume that Elvis would be much higher on that list. At number 3, here's a shocker: Madonna.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But
she on the list, yes, number 3. I don't know about that.
You think about that period between 80s and 90s. I mean, she was bigger than Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and Aretha is obviously a better singer, but
I mean, think about, and then not just the cultural impact of her, but she sold over 300 million records.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was going to disagree, and then thinking about it, like
38 top 40 hits. And the other part that is probably the biggest part of this is her advocacy for the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, no, you're right.
She's one of the first pop stars to openly embrace that culture.
No, you're right.
And number 2, the king of pop, Michael Jackson.
The Beatles are number 1, right?
Obviously, if they haven't been mentioned, you know they're going to be number 1. It is the Beatles.
The Beatles are number 1.
Which makes complete and total sense.
So I'm going to say something here that is Rolling Stones not on that list. Interesting.
Yeah, see,
interesting.
Stones not on that list.
Interesting. See? The Rolling Stones not on that list. I'm going to say something that I don't know if it's controversial, but it is definitely counter to what a lot of people think. I'm not a big fan of the Beatles. The Beatles, respect to them, All right, you don't have the impact that they've had for as long as they've had worldwide, and sold the records they have, and again, have still to this day influencing millions and millions and millions of people. And they haven't put out an album since 1970.
Yep.
The Beatles, in no way, shape, or form, have ever moved me musically. Never.
I like a lot of Beatles music. But I think just musically as a fan, I like their music. I respect the creativity. I expect the advances in the recording and the technological side.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say I dislike them. I did like the music, but I also think about the fact that John, Paul, George, and Ringo, outside of that group, had immense success separately, which is also a very unique thing, right? For
100%.
a group that breaks up, usually it's like one of them goes on to do okay.
Yeah.
All those dudes went on, which is
saying
something about the brain power in that band.
And here's the thing: I have been moved more by John Lennon's solo stuff. I've been moved more by Paul McCartney and Wings and Paul McCartney's solo stuff. And, I'm blanking on the element's name, not Ringo, but
Ringo Starr,
George Harrison.
Yes.
I've been moved by George Harrison's solo stuff.
Something is an amazing song.
Absolutely. But the four of them together and the music that they've made, it's never done anything for me. And that's not a slam on the Beatles. That's just, they just don't move me.
The most
never have
song of all time.
Is Imagine. Oh, Yesterday. Okay. Yeah.
At least in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
Yesterday, which is incredible. The most covered song of all time, Yesterday, by the Beatles.
It's a great song. It's a beautiful song. Does not for me.
Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney teamed up.
Oh, what? Say? It's an abomination.
Are you?
The Girl Is Mine. That's the abomination.
The Girl Is Mine. Which one? You got to keep one.
The Girl Is Mine is terrible.
So you keep Say.
Yes, over The Girl Is Mine. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Okay.
God, the Girl Is Mine is proof that the devil exists. only the devil himself would force something like that upon human beings on one of the greatest albums and the most popular album of all time, Thriller.
And by the way, remember, according to Rolling Stone, which is why you can't trust them, they said that wasn't the worst song on that album.
Shit. It 100% is the worst song on that album.
Lady in My Life is an amazing slow jam. And they're like, no, this is the worst song on this album. Like,
Rolling Stone magazine proved years ago that they are not to be taken seriously and trusted anymore. What once was a great music and culture magazine / publication is now just garbage. And Kurt Cobain had it right when he wore the t-shirt on the cover of Rolling Stone. Corporate magazines still suck. He was right 35 years ago, and it's still true today. What's left of Rolling Stone, because it doesn't come out in magazine form. Indulge me, folks, if you will. If you've been watching and listening to Quality Hang since we started a few weeks ago, you know that I tend to gravitate towards the silly, and I tend to latch on to these things. Can I interest all of you in a New Orleans prisoner update? Yeah. Now, these men broke out of the New Orleans City Jail about 2 weeks ago. And as you see, out of the 10, 8 of them have been captured. A couple of them were captured pretty quickly as they went directly to the French Quarter. Couple got captured a couple of days later. 2 guys eventually made their way to Texas, where they were captured about a week and a half later. But there's still a couple of guys on the lam. Derek Groves with the neck tattoos here, and one Antoine T. Massey is still on the loose. Now, Antoine T. Massey is the guy we are going to focus on here, because Antoine T. Massey put out a video, okay? Antoine T. Massey, he of the face tattoos, escaped New Orleans jail inmate, put out a video, about an 8-minute video on Instagram. So now let's unpack this here for a second before I play the video.
What?
Not only has he evaded capture for a couple of weeks now, he was able to get to a crib, and as you'll see, put on a pretty fly sweatsuit, rock a pretty fly watch, and record a video of about 8 to 10 minutes proclaiming his innocence. And I'm not going to play the entire video, but I'm going to bring you the best part of one Antoine T. Massey saying, "I'm a different man now, and I didn't do it."
I once was. I'm not that person today. That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart. People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish Jail. They said that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. My name is Antoine Massey.
Okay, now let's unpack. And again, this is about a 10-minute video. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in there.
I need to go find this video and watch it in its entirety.
Oh, I'll send it to you. It's awesome. Okay. How did this man, how has he evaded capture? How has he found a home, found clothes? You see the sweatsuit and the watch, right? You see the tracksuit and the rose gold watch. I know it's easy to fixate on the face tattoos. I get it. They're face tattoos. But can we focus on the fact that this dude has been on the lam, extraordinarily recognizable, and he has found his way to a home, got on the tracksuit, and what looks to be pretty nice timepiece on his left wrist.
Yeah. Wow.
Not only that, he is also able to get his paperwork to hold in front of the camera to proclaim his innocence. Wow. Antoine Massey, who, if you look at his record, he's been incarcerated for some pretty bad stuff. Okay. And he said earlier in the video, and I didn't show, that he's had a bad life and that's why he had to do those things. You know, kind of the typical, I did what I needed to do to survive.
Yeah, you had to strangle that lady.
Exactly. Right. But for him to be able to not get captured, get a fresh suit, get somebody to take the video, upload it to Instagram, all right, and also show his paperwork proclaiming his innocence. He's a bad guy. Just look at his record. But if I could put that aside for just 1 second, how can you not root for a guy like this?
Listen, this is the epitome of don't hate the player, hate the game.
Look at that earnest face. Look at him extending his hand out to you saying, "I'm Antoine T. Massey, and I did not escape jail. I was let out of jail." It's a face only a mother could love because, well,
baby, I didn't
got tattoos
cheat.
on it.
I slipped into that chick.
Exactly, right?
I had no control.
I love you, okay? I love you. I don't love her. Yes, we did things together. I don't love her. I love you. Look at that guy. How could you keep a face like that behind bars?
Yes, we did vile things to one another, but it wasn't on purpose.
So there you go. Clearly, this video by one Antoine T. Massey has gotten the attention of the local police in New Orleans and the state police of Louisiana, and they have upped the reward for Antoine T. Massey and the other guys' capture. But as of now, Antoine T. Massey still out there in them streets wearing a fresh tracksuit, and again, it looks like that's a pretty nice watch he's got on his left wrist.
And light-skinned gangster. Last dude's out, still light-skinned dudes.
I mean, let's go back and look at the video evidence, Marcus. You know, like my boy Jason Battle, who is in the comments with the rest of the quality hangers. He's got the first to 100 in an NBA game. First to 100, they win that game. Your theory, light-skinned dudes are the ones that you got to watch out for.
Look at him.
out of the 10 dudes that got captured, it's the two light-skinned cats. Okay. All right. You take these two dudes, Derrick Rose and Antoine T. Massey, to New York, they would shut New York down because we know that light-skinned dudes just eat up New York sports teams, particularly the Knicks. So yeah, Antoine T. Massey. Run free. Run wild, run free. Just don't hurt anybody.
Here's the thing. I would actually have even more respect if the dude just says, I'm a bad guy. I just didn't get the representation I wanted. But when you go into the song and dance about, I'm a good dude. I just tried to strangle my girlfriend and I robbed. I mean, what are we talking about, bro? Nobody's going to sympathize for you.
He lost credibility when he said, I was let out of jail. Because if you watch the entire video, he makes an earnest plea. He says some things that are completely, totally factually incorrect. But you know, he almost gets you to believe it. But when he says that he was let out of jail, like, come on, dog. Ain't nobody buying that, man.
I just want to see the footage. I just want to see. And it's fine, dude. Everybody else is gone. It's fine. You might as well go too. It's fine.
Yeah, there's your New Orleans prisoner updates. If anything else happens, please understand that Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and Friends is your #1 home for New Orleans prisoners updates, and we will give them to you as they are made available. That is our solemn promise to you,
yes, sir,
the viewer and the listener. There you go.
I love it.
I was let out of jail, by the way.
What luck.
I might have to. I probably shouldn't do it because I mean he is an escaped felon. But I really want to put the whole video on Twitter and just have people watch it because it really is.
Should.
It really is. You think I should do it? You think I should do it? I wouldn't be.
Quality Hang. If you want to see the video, go to the Quality Hang Twitter page.
Okay. All right.
Watch that.
If I don't do it tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. But yes, in the interest of the show and the listeners and the viewers, I will give you the full 10-minute uncut version of Antoine T. Massey, so he's not confused with other Antoine Masseys with face tattoos out there. Antoine T. Massey, we will give you the full Antoine T. Massey.
Let's get the whole experience.
All right. As we wrap this up, we do it the way we always do, which is, of course, the best thing I've heard today. And the best thing I heard today was Big Boy and Andre 3000, Andre 3 Stacks, got together in Atlanta yesterday. It was a little street fair action happening in Atlanta, and both halves of the mighty Outkast got together and didn't necessarily make any music, but you know, Andre was there, and Big was there, and a good time was had by all. And I said this on Twitter yesterday when I saw it, that maybe not maybe I am being very hopeful.
Yeah,
I want this to happen. But I just have a feeling that we're going to get one more album. We're going to get one more ride.
Really?
Out of Big and Stacks. I feel like I got nothing to base it on. But it just, you know, with Rico Wade passing away a few months ago, the godfather of organized noise, where Big and Andre 3000, you know, the collective they were a part of as they rose to worldwide stardom as Outkast. With Rico Wade passing away, I just have a sense. Big is always making music. I just have a sense that they're going to get together and give us one more album. I hope so. Like I said, I got nothing to base it on. I just got a gut feeling that we're going to get one more out. If we're getting another Clips album, I think we're going to get another Outkast album. Feel what I'm saying?
I would love to see it.
Oh my gosh.
I'd love to see it. I would love to hear it. It's getting Dre to, I don't know, man.
He says, and I understand it, he doesn't have anything to rap about. And I respect the hell out of that, because there's some dudes who have nothing to rap about and they haven't stopped rapping. I'm talking to you, Lil Wayne. So I respect Andre 3000 saying, I got nothing to rap about, so I'm not going to rap. But maybe maybe he's found something. Maybe I don't know. I just have
love
a
to hear
feeling. I have a feeling that we're going to get one more Outkast ride. And so seeing this, that's I'm cheating here, but it's the best thing I've seen today. It's the best thing I've heard today.
Dude, I would love to see that. Well, I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. The very best thing I've heard today was Antoine T. Massey. I was let out of jail.
I mean, I'll give it to you one more time. I don't care.
Literally, that's just.
I'll give it to you one more time.
Person that I once was, I'm not that person today. That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart. People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish jail. They said that I broke out. I didn't break out. I was let out. My name is Antoine Massey.
He was let out. He was let out. He's innocent. Just the door opened and they said, Antoine, go free. And he was like, I must follow your commands. I shall go free.
The people that know me are afraid. That's why you're in jail.
That's why you're in jail. And let me tell you something. You say you're appealing to the world for help, and the 4 people in the world you mentioned are some of them are the most loathed people in the world, like NBA Youngboy and Meek Mills. I love how he pluralized Meek Mills, because Lord knows we don't need more than one Meek Mill. His list of people that he's appealing to is not a Mount Rushmore. Let's put it that way.
Oh, and by the way, none of them are helping you.
Hey, and Antoine, let me tell you something. Since you've been out of jail, maybe you've kept up on current events. The people that are being pardoned by the President of the United States of America are people who can do something for him. And Antoine T. Massey, I'm just saying, I don't think you can do for the person who can pardon you the things necessary for him to even pay attention to you. Hey man, Joe Exotic is sitting in prison right now going, yo, they let the other weird guy out that was on reality television and I'm still sitting my ass here in jail. If Joe Exotic ain't got out, Antoine, you appealing to the president, not gonna happen, Captain. Sorry, just the way it is.
Diddy is up first. That's just you gotta accept that, bro. Diddy get first dibs.
Sorry, Antoine. I'm just saying. I hate to lay the heavy rap on you, dog. I'm just saying.
All bad.
You're just kind of paying attention to how things are shaping out right now when it comes to pardons and who gets them and how do those people get them and what's the quid pro quo. If you catch what I'm saying, that gets these pardons, Antoine. I'm just saying, probably not going to happen. Appealing to him. So I don't know.
Odds are long.
Odds are Let me tell you something. As long as the Indiana Pacers are for winning the NBA Finals. Hey, really quick before we get out with the finals starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Lest you share a prediction with the fine folks out there.
Well, for this game or for the series?
For the series.
For the series, like I said, I think that the Pacers are going to struggle to win 2 games.
Okay.
And I'm giving them 1 just to be polite. But,
okay.
I could be wrong.
So give me a number. So you're saying Pacers OKC in 6?
OKC in 5.
All right. So we are both of the same mind. OKC in 5. Absolutely. Yeah. OKC in 5 is where we're going with that.
That's
so right. and of course, if our predictions aren't correct, we will harass online
Halliburton, Richard Burton, Hillary Burton.
Burton's snowboards, OKC in 5. No, we are both OKC in 5. But I want to be wrong. Give me a 7-game series. And if the Pacers do win, it will be easily one of the biggest upsets in the history of the NBA Finals, almost as big as when the Pistons beat the Lakers, who at the time had won 3 in a row. All right, that's a wrap for the Wednesday edition of Quality Hang. As always, to the Quality Hangers in the comments, We love that you guys get in, mix it up amongst yourselves. We love that you guys throw things out at us that sometimes we can share on the screen. Jason saying Pacers in 7. We love that you guys have formed a community, and we do this show for you. So thank you for doing that. And we want more people to get involved in the chat and be a part of the Quality Hang community. And as always, we are proudly sponsored by the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns. 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. Great menu, great craft beer selection, great place to hang out with your family or your friends. But it's an excellent venue. All 3 places, excellent live music venues. Acts from around the country, but more to the point, local acts have a chance to see and be seen at all 3 of the Hop Monk venues. So to see what the local, see what the live music schedule is for all 3 Hop Monk locations, Sebastopol, Novato, and Sonoma, check them out online at hopmonk.com. Marcus, it was a stone groove, man.
It sure was. Always is. You know what I mean.
Yes, sir. All right, my brother, we'll see you on Friday. And everybody out there, we will see you on Friday as well. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, and also follow Quality Hang on Instagram and Facebook, as we will shortly start broadcasting on both of those channels as our worldwide domination at the Bay Area Sports Collective. Our worldwide domination plans, they are coming together nicely. All right, everybody, we'll see you on Friday. Be good, and as always, and more importantly, be good at it. We'll see you.